Alright, let's see. This all should be fine. Let's see if this YouTube thing works. Yeah, the goal is stacking up on gems and boosters basically. Even though M21 has not been the best draft format, it is a little bit better in best of 3. So let's pause the music while we draft. I guess this has longer cues, so we can actually let the music run for a little bit. So what I didn't like in best of 3, what most people like in best of 1, is white decks. And somehow I think that people do not like the color black in M21, but I had a decent win rate whenever I had black cards in my deck. Although the cards sometimes are very restrictive, like Grasp of Darkness is one of the best cards in the set, I think. But of course you have to be heavy black for that. And that might be an issue for many people. Also, I definitely like green in general. Just having random dorks is always good. And they have, like, they're beefy. And then of course red has the best removal suit in, like, at any point of the curve, I guess. The creatures are okay, I guess, in red. I'm a really big fan of the mutt. And the last deck I had was actually a red-green deck that ran like 3 of the Onak Ogre, the 3-mana 4/2, which is normally a very bad card, but in that deck it was really good. Because I had one Garruk's, what is that called? The 3-mana enchantment in green uncommon. But when it enters, it gives all the creatures trample, and when it enters, you draw a card if you have a power 4 creature, or when a power 4 creature enters, you draw a card. And then I had 2 Furious Rises, so enabling those was really good. It seemed a little bit clunky though, to be honest. But for best of 3, I think this strategy is viable for sure. So as you can see, queues take a while in best of 3. I think that's because they introduced 2 other draft formats, and people seem to have forgotten those sets, or maybe some were not even around to play them and they find them exciting to draft. But yeah, for me, I did draft them a lot already, and like there's not a lot of incentive to draft them basically. And I like the grindy M21. It really differs from best of 1, surprisingly. Which is something I didn't expect going in. Because in the pre-release weekend I realized, yeah, M21 is just super fast. But yeah, in best of 3 you can actually adjust to that. And I think pure aggressive strategies are not viable in best of 3 in this set anymore. Nice. Looks like we're soon gonna be full. What I really wish that Wizards would do is have best of 3 in ranked as well. I really don't understand why they don't have this unranked. It does not make any sense at all to me. Like a ladder system should always reward the skilled ones and not the lucky ones, in my point of view. And best of 3 is, first of all, is the intended way of playing the game, any format of it. I think there might be some specific ones that are not meant for that, but most Magic formats are intended to be best of ones. Alright, so Tutelage is a very good card in the format, sadly. Oh, if this is the same handle as on Magic Online, it might be a pro on the table. That's good. I really like Rada, but first picking it is super tricky. I think I like starting with a Tutelage. It's just a different way to attack the format. I'm a big fan of Pride Malkin as well. I think if not for these two cards, I would take the Malkin over the Basilisk Acolyte and the Geyser probably. And that is something most people would not do, I think. Alright. So there is 4 cards I like here. I like Hellblade, I like Warden of the Woods, I like Ghostlight, and I like Mutt. Good 2-drops are hard to come by. I think I'm picking the blue card to go with the Tutelage, because Tutelage is just wins by itself, but Warden is also extremely strong. I might take Warden actually. I haven't played with this in a while, and I really like the card. Oh, and if you didn't notice, if you press Alt, it shows you which cards you have and which ones you don't in your collection. So that's something they added in the last update. I really like Ghostlight, but I actually think that Warden might be better here. So now I think there's only 2 cards. One is Shock and the other one is the Conclave Mentor. I'm picking Mentor over the payoffs of Feed and Surge. So someone took a rare, and what did the other guy took? Common, that could have been a Grasp or a Scorching Dragonfire, I guess. What else would you pick? Maybe an Elvish Visionary, Llanowar Visionary. I'm going with the Mentor here and see if that is gonna be open. Something that I realized is like signals are super weird in this format now. So here's nothing, like literally nothing that works with anything I had so far. The best card is that at least the big cat works with the Mentor. Maybe that's where I should go. Patrician is very strong, but I'm far away from that. And the red cards are okay. It would be sad to play them, I guess, but they're also not very great. And I think I might have more payoffs by trying to cut green here and to see where this goes. So if I would have picked the red-green rare here, I actually probably would be in a good seat. Do I want Sky Scanner or do I hedge into a mutt here? I think I'm taking the Sky Scanner here. And then maybe no one wanted to go into red-green, even though I think it will be there. Like, Mutt is for sure the better card here. But Sky Scanner keeps me a little bit more open and delays my decision. Okay, so here there is basically nothing, so I take a Gnarled Sage. I could take the land here, but I'd rather take, like, cut the green stuff. So this is not gonna happen. I might need some removal later. Could also take the Prismite to maybe fix and splash for later, but I don't think that is very good. I could take the Crash Through and hedge towards red, since it kind of feels like that's the color that's going to be open. But let's see. This is an interesting one. Ranger Scout versus Mutt. I like Mutt a decent amount. I think I'm going for the Guile first. It is a worse signal for sure. There's also a Prodigy, I guess. Should I go into blue-green draw 2 matters? I guess I'm taking the Guile just to be safe, basically. This is Pitchburn Devils, I think, for me. Nothing else that I like. And here's either a Tapper or a Mutt. Tapper is not good yet, so I guess I'd take the Mutt. Another Mutt or Pegasus. I guess the Pegasus. Kind of late Pegasus. Take a Death Toucher. I guess the Tapper is a little bit better, even for curve purposes. I want the Highlands or a Prismite for potential splashes. Oh wow, I like Sanguine Indulgence quite a bit in best of 3. Oof. There's a lot of good cards here. Hooded Blightfang is very strong, so is Lore Scale Quaddle. And then we have Palladium Mirror, which is a solid card all the time, and Sky Scanner. We have not seen a lot of blue, I think, but we still could hedge into that and maybe splash it. The card is very good. So is Palladium Mirror though. Palladium Mirror is something that I'm definitely gonna play, especially with the big green dorks. Kind of sucks to pass up on a Quoddle if you have the chance to, but I think Palladium Mirror might be better here. Oh wow. So yeah, there is a Kraken and there is a Ghost Light. But I think I'm gonna make the Discipline pick again. Taking the Visionary to be solid in green and have mana to ramp into our stuff. I remember second pick I take the Warden over a Ghost Light to go with the Tutelage. This would have been my second Ghost Light, but we haven't seen a lot of blue in the first pack. I think Visionary is for sure a good card here. And now things start to get tricky. Not the biggest fan of Charger. I guess I should say in this format, in best of 3. I could take an Empath, because I have already one good payoff, or I could take this land here. What else are my options? I think I'm taking the Thornwood Falls and get ready to splash, basically. Yeah, this is kind of what I expected to happen. It's like we passed in the first booster. I think people started to think that that was a signal, the rare that I passed. Kind of feels that way. And I guess it was the shock that was a little bit late. We will see. There is a Garruk's Uprising. That was the name I was looking for earlier. It's not amazing. I could take the Acolyte and hedge more towards the Mentor plan, even though it's not going to be great at all so far. There's like one thing that has a counter now, and that is the Mauler. The Acolyte makes it 2, I guess. Might be better than Gagglemaster as well. Let's just try it. Although Gagglemaster will be fine with the Enforcer here. That would have been a thing for sure. So here's 2 options, either Chrome Replicator or 20 gems basically. Or I guess there will be an option for a Windsguard Crack and keep the back door open for a super slight red splash because we have the Rugged Highlands already. So far we do not have anything for the Chrome Replicator, but I think I'm actually taking it. Watchdog or Pegasus? It's actually an interesting one. We do not have any Spider so far. Pegasus is better with the Acolyte and with the Enforcer. And we're not good in the air yet. I guess we have a Gnarled Sage. I guess I'm taking the Pegasus because it increases the value of Chrome Replicator as well. I guess this is another Mutt here. I think in this deck I'm not a fan of Short Sword. This is more of like just getting things into play and everything. That is a second Sky Scanner. That is good. I like that one. I actually never found a spot to play Trackdown, which is kind of sad. So I don't really have a good opinion about the card. Which happens extremely rarely in this, for me. I usually try all the cards. Do I pick a second Sentinel just to hedge? I could take a finishing blow there. Okay, I can have all the Sentinels here. I guess I'm taking this so if there is a blue card that I want to splash, like another Coal. Oh, and there is one actually. Interesting. So there's 2 cards I'm kind of interested in. Although Garruk's Uprising is not good yet. It would be okay once I play these Sentinels. I guess I'm not. So let's take the Quotal here and have a very good Mentor Quotal. Synergy here. So Borgo's Vine works with Mauler. I think I'm just going for a Watchdog here. I think if I would have picked a rare first pick, I would have been in a better deck. I would have had a Shock as well, and I could have grabbed some 4 Power Matters cards. Although I haven't seen any of the stupid Onak Ogres and like the cheap 4 power things to enable them. But this might be the pack where this happens. I could take the Prismite instead of an Alpine Watchdog just to force this splash here. I think the Watchdog is just way better. There's a Malkin here. That would actually is a card that I would have loved a bunch of in this deck. Ooh, oh, this is interesting now. So there's Palladium Mirror versus Cultivate. I think I'm picking the Cultivate here. Yeah, I do like Cultivate. I don't mind Palladium Mirror neither, but especially with the Chrome Replicator, it'd be pretty nice. Alright, so this is an interesting one, I think. I could take a Spider for the sideboard, and then there is Falcon Adept versus Anointed Chorister. We are not good on the removal front right here. So when and how does this guy attack? I think he's better than the 1-drop, although the 1-drop is pretty solid. Could have pushed for the Shrines deck this time around as well. I might take this guy for the sideboard, and he's fine in certain matchups, I guess. I'm thinking about if Light of Promise will ever be a good card in our deck, in case we get paired against a deck that cannot remove our threats. There's like a super late finishing blow as well. I think I'm just taking the 20 gems here. I'm not gonna splash the black card, I think. I could see running the Garruk's Uprising. Do I? Or should I just take the track down? The fact that it gives trample is kind of nice. Are we ever... I guess we could bring in a Divine Strike with Allegiance Judgment. It's kinda okay. Not crazy or anything. Furious Rise to splash in the Grindy Mirrors in the matchups. Another Adapt or another Allegiance Judgment. I guess I'd take... That is such a late grasp. So as I said in the intro, I think black is heavily underdrafted in this format. Yeah, Crypt Lurker is a good card as well. Okay, now we picked up some bad removal at least. So let's see how we're gonna build this. Oh, Arena just wants to crash now.